Hey guys, hey, Christy Ashebrander here. I'm the Angel Lady. I'm a psychic medium and I help people move beyond their limits. I'm excited to be here tonight, although it is hot in here. I've got like full-on palm sweat going on today. I don't know what's going on, but I'm here, I'm ready, and I'm almost on time. So let's say hello to everyone. Hi, Victoria. Hi, Jenny. Hi, Ashley. Hello, Handsome William. Hello, Ellen. Ellen. Hello, Louise. So this is Messages with Spirit or Messages from Spirit. I can't really decide on that title. It's like I keep flip-flopping back and forth. So Messages from Spirit, episode number 12. Can you believe it? I've been doing this for 12 weeks. I missed 1 week, I think. So 13 actually, but I can't believe I've stuck to something for 3 months. Like crazy. I'm not a routine person. Like I just have a hard time. I don't know. Even though I'm a Taurus, I'm real stubborn like that. So let's see. How do I want to start it this time? You guys have been watching, I think, for a bit, so I don't need to explain it, but I'm going to do it anyway for anybody who watches the replay. Basically, I'm an intuitive medium, and I talk to people who have crossed over. I do my best. It's like translating a foreign language. I'm not perfect, but I try really, really hard to bring you messages from loved ones that you've lost. It is my mission in life to bring as much healing as I can to those that need it. So there you have it. There you have it in a nutshell. I don't know what just happened with that video, but anyway, I'm here to hang out, And if I've already read all you people, then maybe we'll pull out some angel cards. I'm not really sure. There's not a lot of people that popped on tonight yet, so everybody's leaving me. Don't go. Hi, Darcy. Oh boy. So maybe say in the comments if you'd like to hear from someone. When is my birthday? You're a Taurus too, Louise? I'm starting to get the hang of this chat stuff too. So my birthday is April 25th. Yep, that's my birthday and I'm sticking to it. Is there anybody I haven't read yet who hasn't heard a message from a crossover loved one? If you haven't had a reading, please raise your hand or please comment. Hi, Laura. That looks like a new face. Let me know. Let me know. I have some water tonight. I'm prepared only because I have it from my Facebook angel card readings I did on Wednesday, which I have some more I have to catch up with. So, same as your husband. That's interesting, Louise. Laura Lynn has not had a reading before, so let's see if we can't pull her up here. We're going to invite you, or we, as in, I mean me. I'm going to invite you to video, Laura. Let me know if it works. Fireside wasn't so friendly with me last week. So while I'm waiting for that, I'm going to explain to you guys, my husband brought up that I don't make eye contact with the camera very much. And I just want you all to know that if I'm not looking at the camera, it's because I'm trying to see what's in here. So I look off to the side, right off to my right-hand side, there's like a messy desk. I'm not going to lie. I'm kind of a train wreck. But there's like this wall that's there that's kind of blank space. So I just kind of look off to the side or down at the floor because I'm trying to see internally. So it's not like I don't want to make eye contact with you. It's just that I'm trying to focus on what I'm seeing. So yay, we have Laura on camera. Hi, Laura.
Hi.
Nice to see you.
I'm trying to figure out how to, oh, there we are. Hi.
You're outside.
I am, yes. I'm spending spring break with my little grandson, so he's swimming in the pool.
Hi. Wow. So you must be someplace warm right here.
I'm
It's
in-
where I am. It's freezing. So
I'm in Arizona today.
oh, bless your heart. My
Yeah.
God, we're in upstate New York and it's just like, no, I'm done. I'm done with the snow. I'm done with the winter. I'm just done with it all.
Yeah.
I'm
Yes, yes,
so
yeah.
done.
Well, at home, it's been really cold and snowy, and I have a place here in Arizona, so I just came here for him to have spring break for a few days. So,
Ah, that's nice. That sounds like fun.
yeah. So thank you for having me today. I really appreciate it.
No problem. This is what I love to do. It's so much fun. So there's just a little bit of rules that I didn't go over yet. It's basically my rule is like one or two people that you've lost that I connect with. And the way that I work is I like to either connect with a photograph or the name of the person and how they're related to you. And that's just how my brain makes the connection. So who would you like to speak to?
I probably my father,
Okay, and what is his name?
Larry.
Does Larry have a last name?
Collum, Collum.
Okay, so that's dad.
Yes.
It's very interesting how they all come across to me. So I'm just gonna let you know that I'm not perfect. It's like translating a foreign language. So I'll do the best that I can to tell you what I'm seeing, experiencing, or hearing. So when you said his name, connecting with the energy, I got most of the time they'll show me from the backside what they look like, and I got him like full face on. So like I feel like he's the kind of person that would be like right there, right up front and center, like, hi, hello, nice to meet you, I'm Larry. So very not so much outgoing but friendly, and just had the ability to connect with people. I also got that I don't know if he like stood in a certain way. So the way that I'm seeing it is he's very I don't know the word. Let me try and say this. It's almost like he's square or blocky. I don't know if his shoulders were really wide or something to do with his shoulders. Like I feel like his shoulders were very angular. Does that make sense to you at all?
Kind of in a roundabout way, yes.
Okay, so that might have a different meaning for you. That's just what I'm seeing. Okay. Also, it's almost as if when greeting me is only almost like he was a very respectful person, and it was like he kind of like bowed his head to me, like in like showing a sign of respect to me, which is not common for most people who talk to me that are crossed over, not crossed, they're not crossed over. So I feel like he was a very respectful person. So whether he believed in this or not, he's showing me a sign of respect, which I've never gotten from someone who's crossed over before, which is super cool. So thank you for that. Does that resonate with you at all?
That does, yes.
Okay. By any chance, was he like a military man?
No, his father was, but he wanted to go in the military, but he had children, so they wouldn't take him.
Okay. So maybe that's the sign of respect because I kind of attribute that to somebody who was in the military.
I
Um,
know exactly what you mean by it.
okay. Okay. I feel like he was a very he could be intimidating, but he wasn't intimidating. Like he didn't use his, I guess, intimidation skills. Like he could have them if he wanted them, but he didn't use them. He tried to be very approachable, very kind and caring and respectful, which is also not a usual thing for a person of his time. I feel like he was very respectful towards females in particular, which females aren't used to that in his time era. Does that make sense to you? Like I feel like he was really just a very genuine, kind, caring person, and he really cared about how he came across to individuals and how people perceived him. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right, let's see what else I get from him. Whew, it's hot in here. uh, so what usually happens with me is after they greet me, I kind of go through what happened to them in the physical world. So I'm just feeling sensations in my body just to see what I can come up with for that. So what I'm getting from him, and it's a different sensation for me, so I hope that I can describe it correctly. Um, it's almost as if there was a narrowing in his chest area. So whether it's the lungs, I feel like I'm being squished from the sides. Does that make sense to you at all? So let me see if I can figure out what this means. Don't say what it is, but if it makes sense to you, please let me know.
I won't. Yeah, I can understand that.
There's also a heaviness to my chest, like downward pressure. So I don't know what that means though. It's almost as if like there was a really heavy weight on his chest. I'm gonna stop pressing down so I'll stop feeling my own hands on my chest. um, I don't. It's really strange because usually if it's lungs, I'll feel it in the lungs, but it feels like it's not underneath the lungs. It feels like it's from the sides pushing inward. Can you elaborate for me with that? Like, does that make any sense? I'm not really sure what that is.
Yes. I'm not sure what you want, how much you want me to disclose.
Let me see if I can keep trying. So I've got the pressure in the sides and it's going down into the abdomen, almost like a squeezing pressure. If I had to guess, and this is just me guessing because I'm not a doctor, it had to do with something the aorta and like blood flow, like almost like a crushing sensation. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Okay, so now you can tell me.
So he had aortic aneurysms, and he had them repaired and went into kidney failure. But he had already had heart attacks years back, and so it was just not what we were expecting at all.
Okay, so it went into kidney failure.
Well, I'm sorry, what was that?
It went into kidney failure.
Yeah, for some reason we don't know what happened. He had aortic aneurysms. They took him in for surgery for multiple aortic aneurysms, and after that he was doing well, but then all of a sudden his kidneys started failing. There was never any explanation on why.
So what I'm hearing as you're explaining that to me is that his body reacted to a medication they were giving him.
Hmm.
I would do some research on the medication to see if there was side effects to that, if you happen to know what they gave him. Because that's what I heard was medication.
And
So,
we had asked, he started tasting metal kind of, and nothing tasted good. And so we had asked the doctor, is it the medication that you put him on? And the surgeon, and he said, no, it's not. And so we kind of kept following up and then ended up with the urologist, so it just kind of took on a life of its own.
yeah. Okay. So, let me see what else I can get here. I've got some pain in my leg too. Some like, did he have problems with an artery in his leg or something to do with the leg?
That's how the whole thing started, yes.
Well, your dad's doing a great job trying to make me figure it out. So good for him. Okay, you can stop making my leg hurt. I get it. Okay. So let's go through and I'm speaking to him directly. I'm asking him to bring me through the passing process. And I feel like it was kind of, it was drawn out, like slower than what he would have liked. It's not like he wanted to die, right? But he's just like, oh, I'm just over this. Like,
Yes, he was.
I'm just over it. Like, just for lack of better words, please don't take offense to this, but I feel like he's like, just kill me already. Like, just get it over with.
He would have said that.
Okay. Jeez,
That's
Larry, come on, give me a break here. Okay, so he says, let's get down to business now. Okay.
Oh,
What do you want to
yeah.
get down to business? Did he get down to business? So I feel like he had all his ducks in a row, everything lined up. So that to me either means he filled out the paperwork or planned his own funeral or I feel like he lined everything up. Let's get this all in order. So maybe if I get this done, then maybe I'll finally go. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Okay. He didn't want to leave anything to anyone else to have to deal with. So I feel like he really just tried to make sure that he could think of everything to take care of it all. Do you have a brother by any chance?
Yes.
And is his name Larry too?
Yes.
This is great. Your dad's doing amazing. This is not even me. He's just like filling my head with all kinds of things. Okay. So is it just the two of you or is there a third? Or was there a third?
We have half siblings as well.
Okay. Because it was like he's showing me the two of you side by side, but then I was seeing like a gray area off to the side, so maybe that's what that meant.
That
I'm
would
not
be
really
the
sure.
other siblings. Yeah, we're the two that have the same mother and father.
Okay. I feel like he lived his life with no regrets. He doesn't really have anything to say. Like a lot of times they'll come through and say like, I'm really sorry for the things that I said or did. I owe you an apology. But like the only thing that he's showing, I literally just saw a flash. The only thing that he's showing me is that he lived his life with fullness. Does that make sense to you? Like he was a very rounded individual. He was kind, he was caring, he showed everybody love and kindness and laughter and tears and just like he had no regrets whatsoever. The only regrets that he has is like listening to somebody else. So I don't know if that's like in relation to the doctors and the medication, but like I feel like he really like he's covering his ears. Like I shouldn't have listened to them. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Okay. So he shines out, like he's shining light out of his heart. And that's just like, that's who he was as a person. He always shined his light to everyone around him. And he's like beaming that to you right now, beaming that to you. You have a son?
Yes.
Okay. Hold on. There's something about him. He's still making my leg hurt. Cut it out. I got that already. Come on, let's move on. So I feel like he's making my leg hurt still because there's a reason to follow up with that in connection to your son. So I don't know if what he had was hereditary. Please don't be afraid. I'm not a doctor. Like I'm just somebody who's trying to pass on information, and a lot of stuff has been coming through medical wise in my mediumship skills. So if your son is having any problems, shortness of breath, any kind of chest pains, anything that is similar to what your dad went through, don't wait. Okay. Is he having any medical issues right now?
I know that he has like restless leg syndrome or issues with his legs. Yeah.
I don't know if, because he's showing me he's thick. He's thick. So I
My
don't know if
son
he's
is
listening
sick.
to you. Yeah. That's what your dad's saying. He's saying your son is thick. So I don't know if he'd listen to you. But just like try to stay on top of that. Like, I feel like you should nag him about it. So I don't know how that's going to go over with him. Like, you're going to go up to him and say, I was talking to this medium and your grandfather said you should go get them legs checked, right? So, meaning the arteries. So, I feel like he's showing concern for a hereditary issue. So, it's always better to be safe than sorry. I could be 100% million wrong, and I hope that I am. Just like try and get the message across if you can. And if you can't, that's not your fault. At least you tried.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Is your grandson that you're with right now his boy?
Yes.
Nice.
My dad?
I heard that. That's so cute. So your mom is your mom still living?
Yes.
He's putting sadness in my heart for your mom.
Oh.
So I feel like there's a little bit of regret having to leave her. I don't know if they were still together or not, but there's some regret there. I don't know what that is. Only
Yeah.
you know that, maybe. But I feel like that he's trying to express it, so you'll tell her that he has regrets for that.
Yeah. And they made amends before he passed. So she would like to hear that. Yes.
And it's like almost like a spiritual high. I'm here. Like, I'm still
Aw.
here.
Sweet. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. You got anything else to say, Larry? He's still giving me that leg pain, so just stay on top of that if you can. You don't have that too, do you?
No.
Okay. It was for your son. I think that's it. Do you have any questions for me or for your dad?
Not really. My dad, I took care of him when he was ill, and we spent so much time getting clarity and discussing everything, and him thanking me for being there and taking care of him, and I feel like he died with dignity and at peace at home. He lived with me, so he died at home, and that was nice. It was funny. I just wanted to tell you about the square and about the honor or respect.
Yeah.
My dad was very heavily into the martial arts most of his life, which was all about respect. And so he did stand in a square. There's a position that he stands in that is a square for fighting with martial arts.
Oh my
And so,
goodness.
I got a photo bomb. So that did make sense to me with that respect, is that he did with the martial arts. It was very much about respect and honor. And so that did resonate with me. So
Awesome. That's so cool.
yeah.
So
Well,
when I said that he had no regrets and he didn't really have anything to say other than like beaming the love out to everyone, that makes sense to me now, because he didn't leave anything unsaid with you, so there was nothing to say.
yes, and
Does that make sense?
yes, and we did. What happened was there's 5 of us, but there was a little distance with some of the siblings and my father, and so I was able to help facilitate mending those fences. And my dad left this earth having a wonderful relationship with all of the children, and it was probably the most important thing in his life. So I was really grateful for that he left here knowing that he was loved, and all of us knew that he loved us as well. So
That's amazing. That's a great
Yeah.
job, Laura. I'm proud of you. Thank you for doing that.
Thank you, and thank you for the reading today. I really, really appreciate it. It was funny because my dad would always say, you'll hear me, Pumpkin, when I leave. You'll hear me," and I didn't hear him, and I didn't hear him, and it was funny because he passed in August 14th, and his birthday was September 14th, and I hadn't heard anything from him, but I went to bed on September 13th and was sound asleep, and all of a sudden, in a sound sleep, I hear Laura. And it woke me up out of a sound sleep, and I knew it was him. It was totally my dad calling me. And I looked at the clock, and it was midnight, September 14th, that had turned his birthday, and he was waking me up on his birthday. And I haven't heard from him since then, I'm grateful to have that little wake up, but I know that it was definitely him. And it was really heartwarming today for you to do a reading for me. I want to tell you, thank you very much. I appreciate it, because it was nice to know that he's happy, he's content, and, he's doing good on the other side. So I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and you have fun with your grandson.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
You too.
Thank you.
Okay, it takes a second for Fireside. There we go. All right, let's see. Yay! Thanks, Laura. That was awesome. Your dad did a great job. Woo, I'm gonna grab a drink and then we're gonna pick somebody else. Aunt Pat's here. Deb's here. Deb's still trying to figure it out. So it actually tells me now, I don't know if Fireside had an update, but it actually tells me now which one of you that are on the Fireside app and which one of you are coming from like your browser on your phone. So it at least helps me to be able to pick someone for a reading. So that's pretty awesome. So if you guys could let me know in the comments if you've never had a reading before, trying to pick people. No. Will says, hi, Deb, you made it. That's awesome, Ellen. You got a card reading for me. Wow, we have Anna from Italy. That's amazing. Whoops, I'm still trying to figure out this app. 12 weeks later, you'd think I'd know how to use it by now, but it just doesn't stick. It doesn't stick up there. All right. Let's see if we can't travel from New York State to Italy. And I'm going to invite Anna to the stage. Anna. And see if we can't get a nice connection for her. Sometimes it doesn't work. If it doesn't work, I'm really sorry. I do the best I can, but Fireside technology doesn't always comply. Comply? That sounded funny. My leg still hurts. Larry, cut it out. Releasing the connection to Larry. All right, I'm going to try and invite her again and see. Oh, you know what? It's a worldwide. It's not going to work. Darn it. It's showing me that you're not on the Fireside app. You're on a browser. So I'm really sorry. I'm trying, you guys. Victoria hasn't had a reading. George has never had a reading. It's okay, Laura. It's fine. Hazards of the job. Super funny. I just literally lost all my comments. Where did they go? Nope, that's not the button. Sorry. Technical difficulties. Oh. Is it gonna work? Is it gonna work? I don't know. We're trying, Anna. We're trying. Let's see. Fireside, get your shit together, please. Fix your app. Make it accessible for everyone. It's so hard. Hello?
No. Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you and I can see you. How is that even possible?
Wait, I cannot see you.
I can see you.
Oh, no. Here you are. Hello.
Hello, darling. How are you?
Apologizing. Good, thank you. It's currently 1:30 in the morning for me.
Oh my goodness. 1:30 in the morning? I'm
Yeah,
so sorry to make you get
yeah,
on camera so late.
that's okay.
So
I was looking forward to this.
I didn't even think of the time difference.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Okay. So who would you like to hear from today?
Well, my dad, because he passed away nearly 4 years ago,
Mhm,
but I never dreamed of him,
mhm.
and I never had a visitation from him, and I can't seem to get in contact. So I would like to know if he's all right or not,
Sure.
if he's
What's his
okay.
name?
Pardon?
What is his name?
Hmm. Sergio.
Okay. So in my speak, that would be Sergio. Is that correct?
Okay, nearly.
Sorry, I can't roll my tongue like that. I would love to, but
I know, no. It's a typical Italian name.
Mhm. And the last name?
Flaminio, like the, in Rome,
Mhm.
the stadium in Rome.
Okay. Well, let's see what I can get.
Yes,
I
please.
just needed the name to be able to connect with the energy.
Sure.
Um, so it's interesting. Um, hold on a second. His energy is
Yeah.
very strong. Very, I guess the word would be robust and very, um, it's hard because I'm from an Italian family as well, so I kind of know that energy very well. I'm not from Italy, but half of
Yeah.
me is Italian, so
Oh, that's nice.
yeah. So I immediately get the rushing in. So I don't know if he was like always rushing in, always rushing
Mhm.
in the door, rushing out the door, here, there, everywhere, and his energy is very rushing. It's like rushing towards me. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, it does.
Okay. So I feel like he was a very busy man. Was he a
Yeah.
businessman?
Well, not quite.
Okay, that's okay. I'm just going with the energy that the rushing around, like always like having to do something, always having to go somewhere, always having to
Yeah,
take
yeah,
care of something. So
yes,
I
because
attribute that to being a businessman, and I could just get the translation wrong. Okay.
well, he was kind of because he owned a business, a cafe, if that makes
Okay.
sense, on
Sure.
his own.
Yeah, that's what I
It's nice.
meant.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was quite a while ago, like 15 years
That's okay.
ago.
That's okay.
But
Um, I
he ran it
feel
for like almost 15 years on his own.
wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, that's
So
probably why you're getting that.
mhm, I feel a very strong connection to him because his work ethic was very solid. And I feel like that comes from the Italian side of me. Like I'm very
Yeah.
like I have to I'm very focused, I'm very driven. I work all the time. Like it's morning till
Yeah.
night. And I feel like his energy matches me with that. So as soon as I get up, I'm thinking about work, I'm planning about work, and then I get ready for work and I go to work. And then even when I'm home, even though I work from home, when it's
Hmm.
supposed to be my downtime, I'm still working. My brain is still going, running figures, trying to think about things to do or what I need to do and stay on top of the game. And I feel like his mind was always going, always going, always going.
Yeah.
Very, very, very strong work ethics. And I feel like he tried to. I feel very similar to him because I feel like he tried to make something very good for his family, and I do the same. Like I
Absolutely.
want my family to. This is what I'm hearing. I want my family to not have to suffer. So I feel like he grew
Mhm.
up in some sort of suffrage. So whether there wasn't enough food or there wasn't enough money or he lived in like a poor home, he didn't want his family to have that. Does that make sense to you?
Mm,
Okay.
absolutely.
So he missed out on some time with his family though because of that. So he shows a little bit of regrets for that because Italians are very family oriented. But he had this drive to just make it good for his family. He just wanted better.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. He was
So
like that very much.
so if there are any feelings of I wish my dad had spent more time with me, or I wish my dad was around more, or I wish my dad, was able to show me more love and caring and kindness. It wasn't that he didn't, it's just that he wanted more for you, and that's how he showed his love, was by being a very good provider.
Yeah, he was like that.
Okay. So if you have any loss in your heart that your
Yeah.
father didn't love you or he didn't spend enough time with you, he's expressing that his love was in his work for his family. Okay.
Yeah.
So if there's some healing that needs to come from that, it's very important that you know that that is how he showed his love.
Okay.
Okay. Um, he's showing me his fists, so I don't know if he was like always ready to put up his dukes. I don't know if it's a joke or if he literally was like, "Don't mess with me," because. Can you
Yeah,
elaborate on that for me?
I know what you mean. It was
Okay.
like that so we are in four siblings,
Hmm.
and I am the only one girl out of
Okay.
four.
Hmm.
And he was always, you know, when you talk about fists with my older brother and my youngest one, he
Hmm.
was always in conflict with the two of them.
Okay.
Always.
Well, being Italian, I mean, the blood runs hot, right?
Yeah, absolutely. That's for sure.
I only have a small part of it, but I know what it feels like.
Yeah.
Okay. So I feel like he doesn't want to draw attention to his passing. I
Mhm.
feel like he wants to skip over that whole part. Like that's not important to him. Does that make sense to you?
Well, yeah, some kind, in
Okay.
some measure, because he died at home.
Okay. Was it a heart related?
No,
Okay.
no.
Let me see if he'll tell me.
Hmm.
So what I'm getting with the body is this happens sometimes when I ask how they pass, and it's a slowing down. Like I can physically feel my brain slowing down, slowing
Yeah.
down, slowing down, and then it's like even the breathing rates are slowing down, the pulse is slowing down, and then it's
Yeah.
like he goes to sleep and he doesn't wake up. Does that make
Well,
sense?
yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So how did he pass?
So he passed away from cancer.
Okay.
Okay.
I would have never known that.
And pardon?
I would have never known that. He was just like, it's
Yeah,
just,
yeah, but it does make sense because um, these that you just described were just the last 2 days of his life, where
Mhm.
he got worse and worse. He got put onto medication, and so
Mhm.
he went to sleep, and then eventually he passed away in
Mhm.
his sleep.
Mhm.
That's why
Okay.
it
Okay.
resonates.
Mhm. So he passed on his own terms, meaning
Mhm.
he wouldn't. I don't know if he didn't receive treatment or he's like, no, I'm going to be in my home. I don't want to be in a hospital. I don't want to be with doctors. I want to be at home with my family. I also feel like he really stressed about making sure that his family was taken care of.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
He wanted to make sure that all of you were okay before he would go. So, meaning that, like, finances were a big deal to him, like money and being able to support yourselves and live. Like, I
Yeah.
feel like he was always telling his children, like, make sure you get an education, make sure you work hard. It's
Yeah.
very, very important. And that was his big stress in life, that he didn't have to see his children grow up the same way he did.
Yeah. It was like that because he grew up in a very poor household. There were 4 siblings in his family, and so there were not enough money for all of them. And he did, start work when he was like 19, 20 and studying at the same time. But then he needed to, make a choice. And then, being from a poor family, he needed to choose money and work. And then so he needed to left university. And that was one of his biggest regrets. And that's why he insisted with all of us to get a degree and to get a good job.
Yeah. Like school is very important. He's very proud of you because you've overcome something recently that's been very difficult for you. So I don't know if that's like a breakup or a relationship change or something that I feel like your world has shifted. Does that make sense to you?
Kind of, yeah.
Okay. So I feel like you stood up for yourself. So what he's showing me is you standing up, and then he's showing me the fists again. Like you stood up for yourself.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
You don't have to tell me what it was as long as that makes sense to you. Okay. He's
Yeah,
saying that he's very proud of you for doing that. So, and I feel like you needed to hear that.
Mm-hmm.
It's so funny because there's just so many. I keep seeing my niece, and I taught my niece go, "Mwah!" And I keep seeing that over and over again in my head. So I don't know if that's something he did. But
not really, but it does make sense again.
Okay. So he's bringing me back to the house where he passed. Is somebody still living there?
Pardon?
Is someone still living in the home where he passed?
Yeah.
Is that where you are now?
Yes.
Okay. So that's just validation for you. Like he's present. He knows. Like he's telling me to tell you. How would I know this? The difficulty for communication between you and him has nothing to do. Like there's nothing wrong with him and there's nothing wrong with you. It's just sometimes that the loss and the grief is so much that it creates a block there. Okay. So that doesn't mean that he's not trying or you're not trying and that it won't ever happen. But it's just he's saying that you get little signs, but you question them.
Sadly, I do.
Stop
I'm not sure. Yeah, because I'm not sure if they are from him or if they are just, something casual.
So he's showing me you finding something on your car or near your car. Does that make sense to you? Near a vehicle.
My car.
Whether it's your car or someone else's, because I feel like I'm getting that wrong. But you finding something and you're thinking it's him, but then you're like, no, like, it's just a coincidence.
Yeah. Well, I've been finding white feathers.
There you go. Stop questioning me. I literally saw feathers, but I didn't say it because, everybody's like, feathers, coins, it's all the same,
Yeah.
So it's just...
yeah. And recently, I've been finding more coins on the ground.
Yeah.
That okay? Well,
Stop
that makes sense.
questioning it. Okay. You don't have to have a dream or a visitation for it to be real. It's the connection. Even if he didn't physically place that feather there, or he didn't
Hmm.
physically place that coin there, the second that you see something and you think of him,
Hmm.
that's the sign. Because you're not doing anything. You could be going to work or going to a cafe, and then all of a sudden you have something that happens that makes you think of him.
Hmm.
That's how they know. They let you know that they're there. It's that thought that pops into your head. All of a sudden, they're present with you at that time. Okay?
Okay.
That's your sign. Um,
Okay.
I feel like, but he's showing me a coffee cup.
Hmm.
So, what's the coffee cup? What's the relation to that?
Because he was his business. He owned, like, we call it a bar, a
Mhm.
cafe, a bar here in Italy, and he was very well known in the area because he was very good at making coffee and cappuccino. That's
Okay.
why. Yeah.
So,
And
I
actually,
go
I
ahead.
am sorry. Actually, when I go and I order a coffee, sometimes I do think about the way he would do it, and I sometimes talk about it with, the people with that are with me in that moment. So I do mention him to others, and that's why
So he's
that's
present in that moment too. That's why he brought it up to me. When you're talking about him sharing these experiences with the coffee, that's your connection to him. So that's also
mm,
your way of knowing that he's present. But also, if you start to see random coffee cups on the side of the
okay.
road or on a railing, just in random places, even if it's a picture of a coffee cup that reminds you of him, like a specific one, that's
Hmm.
also a sign from him. So not just the feathers and the coins. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Well, it's very
Yeah.
specific.
Yeah. Well, he's a very specific man.
Mhm.
Okay. So do you have any questions for me or for him?
Not really. I'm wondering if he's proud of us because, a lot has happened. And as we said earlier, he just valued study a lot and school a lot. And he was in a fight every single day almost with my younger brother because he would not take school seriously. And then since he passed, my brother was able to finally get the degree, the university degree.
Mhm.
So I wonder if he saw it and if he is, happy about it.
Mhm.
And then recently, another brother, I have got graduated from, a school and at university,
Mhm.
and I wonder if he was with us at that time and if he saw it with us.
Always. He's always there. And that's why he brought up the school and being proud of you. That's not just you, it's all of you.
Yeah.
And like he's telling me how important it was for everyone to go to school and work hard. And um, so I feel like that's all rolled into one. Like you guys have done so good since his passing. And his main concern was you all being able to take care of yourselves. And that's the only thing
Mhm.
he ever wanted. And just showing that he instilled those values in all of you, and his heart is so full
Mhm.
because he accomplished what he came here to do.
Mhm. It
Like
definitely
he
did.
was able he was able to bring himself out of that poverty and provide
Mhm.
for his family, and even if it didn't happen exactly before his passing, it still occurred. So he's
Yeah.
very proud of all his children, and I feel like he
Mm.
thinks like somebody should be making his coffee though.
Really? Really?
So maybe that's a grandchild to come.
Oh, do you see any? Do you see any with him?
Well, what I'm seeing is a boy,
Okay,
maybe yours, but somebody to make coffee, and I feel like it'd be somebody that's like him. Does that make sense?
probably.
Okay. You don't have any
Okay.
kids yet.
No, not yet. But I would love to.
Okay. Do you want a timeline on that? Do you want to know when?
Yes, please.
Okay. Let me see.
Just because it's like a thing I've been thinking a lot recently.
Mhm. The first one will be a boy.
Okay.
There'll be a second one that follows right after that will be a girl.
Okay.
2.
Mhm.
One of each.
Mhm.
I'm trying to see how far you have to wait.
Mhm.
I'm getting 2 on that, so maybe the 2 years. 2 years. 2 years.
Okay.
But they'll be one right after the other. So, and then you'll be like, no, I'm done, no more.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I wonder. Can you just? I wonder. I would like to move out on my own.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see any positive sign about it?
So when you said that, I saw a marriage. So I don't know if you're already married.
No, I'm not.
So this might be your dad coming through. Like you got to get married before you do that. So I don't know if that's something he would
Okay.
say.
Mm,
Yeah.
yes, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. He showed me a wedding dress. So that's just him saying like you should get married. But let me see if I could ask somebody besides him.
Okay.
So his mom's on the other side too.
Yeah.
And she immediately came forward like this. I don't know what that means.
Don't know.
um, hold on, let me just stick with it for
Mhm.
a second here. What are you trying to say? She didn't speak English.
No, not at
Yeah,
all. A bit of
she because
French, but
okay. She
really.
she's telling me like what I'm seeing is this, and that's to me saying like she doesn't speak my language, but I'm telling her that like that's okay, I can still understand even though it's not the same. So I'm just trying to ask her what she means. I feel like she's saying like she's telling your dad to leave the girl alone, let her live her life. So meaning like she's chastising him for telling you to get married. And I feel like your grandmother like lived all the traditional values of marriage, you know, children and all that stuff, and like she's much more female independence than what your dad is. Does that make sense to you?
Mhm.
Like, did you know her at all?
Yeah. How's it?
Okay, good. Thanks for that validation. I feel like though you resist the traditional, which is what your dad would expect is the marriage
Mhm.
and then the kids and all that stuff. But I feel like he's saying it's still going to happen that way and you're resisting. So, and then you've got your grandmother over there like, leave her alone.
You know what? My dad you know, told me, it was something that he usually told me when he was alive, that I am very much like her in the character.
Oh,
I mean, yeah,
okay.
because I look like him,
Uh-huh.
but the temper is like hers.
Uh-huh.
That's one thing he always told me.
Yeah, so
Always told me.
the temper comes from the French. I'm also French too, so I understand
Huh?
that.
Well,
So I feel like it's going to be unexpected for you. So something that you don't expect at all. And I feel like it's going to happen in that 2-year time. I don't feel like it's going to happen this year, though. Does that
Okay.
make sense?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Any other questions for me?
Love? Because I'm not very lucky.
So that's what I mean. It's gonna happen in a traditional way for you, and it's gonna be unexpected because you kind of resist that tradition and kind of pull away from it. And that's where, like I said, it's not gonna happen this year, but within that 2-year span. So it's gonna happen very quickly for you. It's like you're gonna fall in love, you're gonna get married, you're gonna get pregnant and have a baby, and it's gonna be bang, 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 bang. I'm gonna say by 2025, you're gonna have all of it.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay. It does give me some hope then.
Of course. Absolutely.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. This was so much
Thank
fun. It's the only way I'll ever get to Italy. So.
Yeah. Well, you should come. It's
Maybe
very,
someday.
the situation in Florida is a bit better, so you
Yeah.
can come. It's a
Maybe
beautiful
someday.
place.
Maybe I'll come say hi.
Yeah, why not? I'll wait for you.
Okay. All right.
Thank you
Thanks
very
for
much.
hanging out with me.
Oh, thank you for your kindness.
You're welcome, and get some rest. It's late.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to sleep now.
Okay. Good
Thank you
night.
again.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. That was so much fun. I got to travel to Italy. I've been to, well, I live in the US, but I've been to India and Italy now. So that's so amazing. I love crossing the seas to bring messages to people who need healing. So, you guys, that brings another Fireside Friday to an end. I will be back next week, but make sure to pop over to Facebook and come follow me there because I do this on Facebook as well and some other things too. So, hang out with me on Fireside and travel on over to Facebook. You can find me. I'm Christy Asherbranner, the Angel Lady. So I'll see y'all later. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see you next Friday.